Welcome back to the Via channel, and today I'm going to tell you a story about brave dogs. Well, dogs are very loyal animals as they help people in a number of ways. Let's start with today's conversation. It was a bitterly cold January in Nome, in northern Alaska. The year was 1925. Some children in the town fell ill and died. The Dr. Curtis Walk decided that the menace was the friend, a disease that can infect from one person to another very fast. At that time, Inuits and Eskimos did not have the ability to fight this deadly disease. The doctor sent out a message asking for medicines. The nearest place from where these medicines could be sent was Anchorage, but the airplanes never flew in winter. The governor of Alaska decided on an alternate route which was safer. 9 kilograms of medicines were sent by train to a place called Nenana. Since Nome was 1,000 kilometers away from Nenana, it was decided that the medicines would be transported by the teams of Alaskan dogs led by their mushers. They didn't want to rely on any machines given the urgency and the terrible weather. It was going to be similar to a rally race, where one bunch of dogs would run for 100 miles and hand the medicines over to the next one for the next 100 miles and so on. The journey was made by 20 mushers and around 150 dogs. The mushers to collect the medicines from Nenana on 27 January was the first, Bill Shannon, led by his dog Blackie. The medicines then passed hands to ice and so hypothermia, frostbite, and other injuries which Henry Ivanov. However, Ivanov too ran into trouble when his team ran into a reindeer and got tangled up. Just then, Leonhard Zeppela came in from the north. He was the fastest musher and known for covering the toughest terrain and so on. Ivanov handed the medicines over to him. Zeppela then ran towards the north, fighting a raging blizzard. His lead dog was 12-year-old Togo. The biggest challenge in front of Ivanov and Togo was to cross the frozen sea. The ice had started to crack and the entire team was stuck on an ice floe. Togo decided to jump across the freezing water. The harness broke as Togo jumped into the water, but the Togo took the harness in his mouth, pulled the ice floes together until it was safe for the rest of the team to jump. They reached the next team, led by Charlie Olsen on 1 February, passed the medicines to Gunnar Carlson. This team was going to be led by Balto. Balto was a 3-year-old dog who had never led a team before. In fact, he only worked to transport supplies to miners and was considered a scrub dog, which meant a slow-working dog. A blinding blizzard began dropping temperatures to 50-degree Celsius and wind gusts at over 50 miles an hour. Munakasset found himself unable to navigate and almost gave up all hope of making it to Nome in time. But Berto knew the trail well, and he, following his instincts, led the team through the cold and snow. Over the next 20 hours and the 53 miles, Berto led his team of sledgehogs over slowly. On 2 February at 5:30 a.m., the team finally reached Nome. The dogs were too tired to even bark, but the seabird had successfully been delivered. Only 7 days after leaving Anchorage, in just a little more than 127 hours after leaving Nenana. The press had been following the story for days and named it the Great Race of Mercy. Berto and the team instantly became famous. Berto appeared on the front cover of newspapers all over the world. Shortly afterwards appeared in a short Hollywood film titled Berto's Race to Nome. Carson took Berto and the team on a nationwide tour. The tour concluded in a life-size statue of Berto, which unveiled in New York City Central Park on 1925. Berto's good fortune was short-lived. True, he was sold to a company which kept him in misery and used him for talk shows around the country. Later on, someone discovered his plight and rescued him and his mates. The team was then sent to Cleveland Zoo. Berto was the star attraction at Cleveland Zoo for 600 years until he died in 1933. After his death, Berto's body was put on display at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, where it remains to this day. Did you hear the story of Berto's, or I'd call it Berto's Days to Know, or the Great Race of Mercy? There are some meanings and some questions about it. Let me tell you the meanings first. The first meaning is menace. Person or thing that causes harm or trouble. Mushers, the drivers of dog sledges. Hypothermia, a dangerous condition in which body temperature reduces due to loss of body heat and increased cold weather. Frostbite, painful condition in which the skin freezes due to extremely cold weather. Terrain, an area of land with a particular physical feature. Blizzard, a severe storm with strong winds. Icefall, a large area of ice floating on the surface of the sea. Mile, a unit of measuring distance 100 miles equal to 167 kilometers. Navigate, to find and follow a path. Trail means route. Press, people from the media. Unveil, displayed for the first time. Misery, bad condition. Bite, a sad condition. Mates, friends. And now the time is waiting for the questions. Nome is a place in Alaska. Inuits and Eskimos did not have the ability to fight. Hypothermia, or I call it diphtheria. The dogs were carrying medicines that helped cure the diphtheria outbreak. Togo had to jump across the freezing water because his team was stuck on an iceberg. Berto von Loon is scrubbed down. Berto's remains can be seen at Cleveland Museum of Natural History. These are the questions. Now, for the overall answers and questions, do you like dogs or no? Then it's a no to a wow. But not us, guys. Are we someone to be bad? Well, yeah, we have to. We have to listen to a wow. Okay, so this is today's time. Bye, guys. See you until next video. And return with me, Savya.